Today, the ever-growing supermarkets and superstores sell everything.
They're selling clothes, they're selling insurance, they're selling petrol.
You can pick up everything you want in one place.
It's convenient, it's just easy.
But our love affair with the big boys is killing Britain's small shops.
We're sacrificing our greengrocers, our bakers, our high streets, our communities for convenience. We'll miss our neighbourhood shops when they're gone. And I don't want to live in a Britain that bland.
I made my name in luxury and fashion retail. But now I'm heading into a whole new world to work out a survival plan for our local shopkeepers. This week, I'm turning to the last manufacturer left on the high street, the independent bakery.
I don't care what you say, I know about this trade.
Like 200 other small bakeries, this one is going to seed.
You're talking rubbish, you don't know what you're talking about, my dear. You don't know anything about this trade.
But the Iron Lady in charge isn't for turning.
I've been in business 36 years. When you've done 36 years, you tell me what to make, mate. Sorry.
And I could be toast.
I actually think I'm going to put my head in that oven.
You can sue me, you don't do any more filming in my bakery.
I'm Mary Portas, and this week I'm going to see a baker in one of London's most affluent boroughs.
To me, bread was always the first smell I had in the morning. My mother actually used to bake bread every single day. You know, and my parents' friends used to come around and always go home with a loaf of bread under their arm, a warm loaf of bread.
Rains Park is a land of yummy mummies and young professionals. But for some reason, struggling bakery Maher and Sons is not getting enough of that custom.
Well, what's interesting about this baker is actually it produces its bread on the premises. So it really is a true baker. It makes it. And I love that. I love the fact that this is a really unique selling point, but I don't know whether they're making the most of it.
Bakery owner Angela's focus isn't bread, it's the cakes. And they're still the same as they were when the shop opened over 30 years ago.
The old-fashioned jam tart is, we've always made these jam tarts and they're just made the old-fashioned way. Now this is a very famous one. It's just a little smiley face biscuit.
We have pictures of when we started here in 1973, that's my husband and I. And if you look closely, you can see the cakes that we make the same as what we make now. And we love it.
Angela's passion for the business is as strong as ever. But today, the locals have other places to buy their daily bread.
The supermarkets has killed our bread trade. The supermarkets has really killed our bread trade. On Saturdays, we make 120 large bloomers, which is this sort of thing. But unfortunately now, we only make 20.
Profits at this family business have halved in the last 5 years, which means staff like Baker Paul could wind up out of work.
I know I got no chance of finding another job. Number one, because of my age. Because when you're over 50, nobody wants to employ you. And number two, there ain't no bakers to go to. You know?
A third of UK bakeries have closed in the last 2 years alone. And Angela has put her heart and soul into keeping this place alive.
We're doing it for so long, it'd be very sad to have to close it down after 36 years, wouldn't it?
The biggest issue on this one, I think, is the fact that it has been a family business. When you have a family business that you've done for 40 years, that's very insular in some ways, you know? And sometimes taking criticism, it's really tough.
How could she know better than me about certain things? She doesn't work here. But the design and the layout, yeah, I'm open to suggestions, and I'm sure with her knowledge, she could come up with some really great ideas.
The first thing is, it just feels like a cafe. I wouldn't think instinctively, gosh, this is a shop that specialises in bread making.
A good independent bakery should be at the heart of any thriving high street, but they need to be offering something special. Bread would be a good start.
The shelves are empty. Completely empty. Is that a good sign that they've sold out? Or does that look like it's really kind of sad and empty? This feels like I'm in a, run-of-the-mill, average Joe's cafe that you'd find anywhere. It's really, really old school. This feels like a shop that's not seen that the world has changed.
But it wouldn't be fair to judge the product on looks alone.
I can't boo.
If Angela is half as sweet as her cakes, we should be fine.
I haven't eaten anything like that since I was about 6.
OK, time to meet the boss. Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you.
Yeah, well, that's good, isn't it? Don't say anything like, because...
Well, you're brave.
You'll upset me.
Well, I'm not here to upset you.
I know you're not.
I'm not here to upset you. I'm up here to
You're here to
hopefully
improve
make
it
you
for
more
me.
money.
Just a little bit more, yeah.
Just a little bit more.
We're not materialistic, We're quite happy with... Well, we're not happy. We could do with taking about another 1,000 a week, right?
So how am I going to do that?
I don't know. You're the designer.
I'm not a designer.
You are. You are.
I'm not coming here just to design the shop. Do you think that if I had to redesign the shop, it's going to make another grand?
Well, if you know what you're doing, yeah.
I'm not a shop designer, Angela. I work in retail. I'm a businesswoman. Darling, did you think I was going to come in here and zhushy up your shop and that'd make another grand a week?
No, not quite like that. You're going to give me some ideas that could possibly help me take a little bit more money in the shop.
Right, let's talk about your business. OK, so to me, the most important part of a bakery is the bread.
Exactly.
Right. But when I looked out there just seemed to be about 2 or 3 types of loaf. How many do you make?
We do the wholemeal, we do wheat meal, we do granary, and we do white bread.
So white bread, brown bread. What makes you profit? You must know that.
I don't know, someone does that for me.
Who's that someone?
My accountant. I know that I make enough money to pay the wages and to pay the bills, but that's about as far as it goes, I'm afraid.
After 40 years in business?
Yeah, but we're still here. And there's not many bakeries like us that are still here. So we must have done something right. I'm quite happy. I love the shop, It's passionate.
How would you feel if it closed?
It won't close. I won't let it close. This will definitely survive. I could keep this going. I know I could keep this going. This will keep going.
But with hundreds of independent bakeries, just like hers, shutting down every year, I'm not sure Angela's future is nearly as secure as she thinks.
I'm feeling quite stressed because I'm sure that she's going to start knocking things in the shop and that will upset me, So.
Right. OK. Now, I'm going to talk you through, honestly, my first opinions. Now, I couldn't help thinking all the time when I went to this counter at the front, my God, this feels like the 1970s.
Well, that's how people like it.
People like the 1970s.
Yeah, they do.
Feel.
People that come in here, they do like it.
Have you changed what you've sold here since the 70s, in all honesty?
Not a lot. Well, we have done these little cakes, which we didn't do in the 70s. And people don't want us to change, and I don't want to change. I don't want to be like Starbucks or Costa's or any of these modern places.
Angela, stop it. That is the last thing I want you to be like, OK?
Oh, good,
So
good.
let's not presume, but let's just try and understand what
This is an old-fashioned bakery, but we sell lots of these.
OK, I'm going to put it to you another way. I'm going to put it to you another way.
And the smiley faces, we can't make enough.
OK. Can't make enough. Fantastic. Big success. But I'm not selling enough, and I don't have any new customers.
I'm sure we do get new customers, and when we do get new customers, they walk in and say, oh, this shop is so lovely. It's like going back to the 1970s.
Do they?
We've lost a few of our core customers, A because of they've been old and probably passed away.
The thing about this shop is it feels, Angela, it feels like a cafe
It's not a cafe, it's a bakery.
Well, it doesn't feel like
Well,
that,
it does
darling.
feel like a bakery to us.
No, I don't even smell bread baking.
Well, no, that's because you've come in the afternoon. If you came in the morning, you would smell bread. I don't want to argue with you, really.
I don't want you to argue with me. I don't want to argue with you, Angela. I want to work out what we're going to do.
What could do? I want you to work out what we can do.
No, but you're telling me everything's fine.
No, yeah, well, of course I am. Yeah, I'm very protective, aren't I, really?
Yeah.
So, which you would be.
I would be, you're right, I would be, but everything isn't fine.
Well, it's fine, probably, but probably I could do with doing a bit more trade, yeah.
I actually think that you're not creating the right type of product for today's consumer.
OK, can I get a drink of water? She doesn't know what she's talking about. You might not like these cakes, but my customers do like these cakes. And if I change them, we would lose all our trade. I don't care what you say. I know about this trade.
Right, so you think if I changed those cakes, you'd lose all your custom?
I wouldn't let you change those cakes, I'm afraid, Mary.
You wouldn't let me change those?
I don't think she knows what she's talking about. Didn't think she'd try and tell me how to make cakes, because I don't really see how she can, because she's not really a pastry cook or, you know, it doesn't look like she eats much cakes herself, so.
The real issue here is that she doesn't want to deal with the truth. And the truth is, if this doesn't start to make real profits and grow, there isn't going to be a business. That's the truth. She doesn't want to hear that. And she will just say, we will keep going. She believes that is just going to get her through.
I can see Angela's going to be a handful, but she's only half of the equation. After her husband Bill hung up his dough hooks 8 years ago, Paul Lautier has kept her in bread.
I've been a baker for around 34 years now, 34 years. I love it.
6 hours after my tussle with Angela, I return. I just hope the baker is more welcoming than her.
This is really odd. I'm coming in here in the pitch black. The shops are all closed to find this little baker. It just feels like a little mole who turns up and works after midnight. Hello, Paul.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How do you know what bread to make for the next day?
I've got a production sheet there.
Oh, right, and who leaves you the production sheet?
Angela, yeah. That's it.
So generally the same things
Just
are on
more
there?
or less, yeah, it's always the same.
Bloomer, farmhouse, sandwich, split tin,
Yeah.
and a knotty roll and a French stick and a large croissant. And have you always baked those types of breads? Have you ever baked any other type of bread?
That's all we do in this country, that kind of bread.
In this country?
In this country, yeah. We do bloomers, like what you see here. This is the traditional English bread that I make. It's always make the same thing.
Would you like to do any other different types of bread?
Would I like?
Yeah.
Well, if the demand was for it,
Yeah.
for new things, then obviously I would be more than happy to have a go at it. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
In this trade, I can honestly say to you, whoever says it, if you meet a baker and he says to you, I know it all, say to him, you're a liar. As simple as that. Because in this trade, you're always learning.
I love you, Paul.
Paul may be used to churning out the regulation white and brown loaves, but at least he has the hunger for change.
He's a vital, vital asset to this business, because to have the baker on site is a wonderful bonus.
Only 3% of the bread bought in the UK is from independent bakeries. They're up against supermarkets who have really raised their game in the last few years.
So you've got Grand Rustic, you've got organic multi-seed pave, you've got a stone bake organic brown loaf, mixed olive petite pave, you've got a petite mange blanc, sultana and fennel seed, sourdough bread, and then you go on to the Grand Mange Passant, I think it's pronounced.
And for Angela, the threat from the supermarkets is about to get a lot closer to home. Next year, Waitrose are opening a store 400 yards from her front door.
Now, what I am saying to Angela is, this is opening up at the end of your road. The customer that she might have today, the minute this opens, they're going to go in, they're going to do the supermarket, and they're going to pass that. And let me tell you, they're not going to go, oh no, I won't have that fennel and sourdough, or that wonderful sunflower loaf, or this great big French grand mange, as it's called. I'll wait till I go to Angela's for the white bloomer. They're just not going to do that. They're just not going to do that.
Angela's telling me her bread and cakes are just what the locals want. So I'm back and taking a selection of Mars, buns, biscuits and breads out onto the streets to see what the locals really think.
Angela thinks I'm talking out of my backside. But if she really thinks the people of Rains Park want this, then I'm going to test it, even though I look like a complete and utter fool. Excuse me, would you eat what's on here?
No, it's not appealing to me. It's just too processed.
It looks processed. But if I told you it was made at the baker's, would you go out of your way to go to the shop to buy that?
Well, it looks processed. It's not the kind of bread I would choose to eat. If it was good, healthy bread, I would go there, especially, yes.
If it was good, healthy bread, you'd go there,
Yes,
especially.
I
Would you pay a premium for bread like this?
Like that?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like specialist bread.
It doesn't look like specialist bread, no.
No.
No. And what sort of bread do you like?
Granary.
Granary.
I like the ones with all the seeds and stuff in them.
Yeah.
Would you buy any bread like this?
No, not me, no.
If there was a really good local specialist baker that did all the seeded loaves that you talked about, would you shop there?
Of course, yeah.
You would, of course. Do you go to specialist bread shops?
I would if there was a good one locally.
Does that look like specialist bread to you?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Is that the sort of bread you would buy?
No, it's like burger buns and white bread.
What can I say? You will go out of your way, people will do to specialists. That is what they will do if that specialist is delivering something that's right for that consumer. And poor old Angela is back in those 70s thinking eating habits are the same and they're not. And this is just not what people want.
I want Angela to offer something the locals can't get at the supermarkets. Supermarkets may bake bread on site, but they mainly use premixes or just finish off frozen part-baked loaves. Mars can turn out specialist breads in-house from scratch, and I really think that will attract new customers. But can I convince Angela? Today, I'm taking her and Paul on a jolly day out in the Cotswolds for a glimpse of what I think could be their future.
I'm taking them to a real master artisan bread maker. 2 reasons. One, to inspire them, but secondly, for them to commercially think we could do this. And there is a market for that. Come on.
I've got a funny feeling that what I'm about to tell Angela could make this a long journey.
I went out with a selection of bread, rolls, cakes outside Rains Park, spoke to a lot of local people who were commuting. And they looked at the tray and they thought that it looked like an old-fashioned bread shop and they wouldn't buy for it. That was the honest... I know you're laughing, but honestly, that was the feedback. That was the feedback.
That was the wrong... We don't have those commuters. They're not really our punters, you know, those ones.
They should be your punters. What?
Yeah, well... Yeah.
There's a whole audience that you've got there that you're not even touching.
There is a whole audience that we don't touch because the supermarkets do, and they pick up all this... what's it called? Feistiest bread, what's it called? Focaccia bread.
If we knew that there was that kind of people, those kind of people that want the kind of bread, obviously you would do it, wouldn't you? It'd be absolutely, on my behalf, it'd be fantastic. We can do variety of bread because, you know, I can go home and thinking back what I've done, and I'll be proud of what I've done.
I am open to suggestions of changing the layout of the shop.
Angela, if you think I'm coming here just to change the layout of your shop, darling,
No,
you've got another thing coming
and
because
to
I'm not going to
change
waste
the
my time. And there's a
specialist.
nice chair up there and a few tables out the back. That's not what this is about.
And some specialist breads. But we've got to promote it, right? We've got to be able to sell it.
Well, of course, I'm going to do that with you. I'm not.
Well,
going
that's good. If you can do that with me, that's great. I'm open. We're open to suggestions there.
But I wonder just how open she really is.
The most important thing for me is to get the vision for this business, and I believe that the baker is the centre of that vision, right? Do you believe that?
No.
Okay,
Sorry,
well-
I'm sorry, Paul.
No, don't worry.
Because I look at it completely
That's all right
different.
with
You're
So
the
what do you
fine.
believe it is? Stop apologising. What do you believe it is then?
My business is a bakery.
Baker. Bakery, baker. And you don't think that's central to the vision. Then what do you think it is?
Well, it's the bread, it's the cakes, it's everything that we know. Just not, and it's the community. It's a community shop.
What I'm saying to you is that your business, you know, it can still be the community, the heart. That's what's keeping it alive. But you need to make sure that its specialism is in the product.
In bread.
In bread. And you're not specialist in bread.
It's worrying Angela can't see the importance of a baker in a bakery. But I need to get her on board. Maybe seeing at first hand the specialism Maher and Sons could aspire to might help convince her.
Now, I'm going to take you into a baker's here, who is a true artisan and best at what he does. But you just would be in absolutely no doubt that this guy is a baker and a specialist baker. How does this look, eh? Tom?
Hello.
This is Paul.
Hi, how you doing?
Tom, this is Angela.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
The family behind Hobbs Bakery has been baking award-winning bread here for over 100 years. They sell 150 loaves a day from this shop alone. And even Angela can't fail to be wowed by their cakes.
Well, look at those cakes, Angela. What do you think?
Very nice.
Nice to like.
Does that feel different from what you're doing?
Not a lot, but
You don't think that's different?
I could do that. We could do that.
Great!
You should do it.
You should do it. Great!
So how long have you been here, Susan?
8 years.
Well, I've been in business 36 years. When you've done 36 years, you tell me what to make, mate.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
I've been in business
but, you
since
know,
1920.
Yeah, 1920?
Yeah.
It's family business.
Yeah, I'm fifth generation.
Oh, have you?
labour.
Well, you didn't tell me that. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Oh,
No, because
it's
my
his-
great-grandfather
Oh, right,
started
that's
the business,
fabulous,
and
yeah.
it's, you know, it's gone
Yeah,
on
so
and
how
on.
old are you? 33, 34?
Yeah, about that.
So do you work nights? Because you look quite tired.
I've got 4 kids, and one of them's very new, so...
All right, that's probably why
Yeah,
you
that's
look
got
tired.
something to do.
And you love it? You're passionate about it?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it otherwise, would I?
Well, I don't know. You might do it for money. You might do it for money, yeah?
Well, no, I don't. Do you want to come and see some of the breads?
Yeah, we would like to, yeah. Susan.
Go on, you go in there. You can have a look in there.
Yeah, come and see, come and see.
Yeah.
So I've got my sort of 70-year-old...
She's angry with this guy, you know, she's gone for him straight away. She's annoyed, you know. What do you know?
This is our overnight dough range of breads, and this is absolutely the most popular thing. So it's my great-grandfather's recipe.
Angela, listen a sec.
You know, where you guys come from in London, there's a great tradition of doing overnight dough breads, and the point...
I was hoping Angela would respect an award-winning baker. But it seems that, like me, he doesn't know what he's talking about either.
But how many small doughs do you make at night? I mean, do you make, if you make...
yeah, but you know that and that is made from the same dough. We just
well,
take
yeah,
some of
so
it
you
and add
take a bit
seasoning.
of that,
Of
yeah.
course.
It's just not worth making a small dough here and a small dough there. You know, but you're just situated in a better situation than us, mate. I tell you, there's no way.
See, I do not believe that this would not work in Wimbledon, in Rains Park.
I'd love to open in London. And
Well, exactly.
Do you want to buy my bakery, mate?
Should we do a swap?
Yeah. It's a lovely area. It's called West Wimbledon.
Well, you know,
where I
my
am.
sister
Seriously.
lives there, and she's had to start mail ordering her bread because she can't get the kind of bread that I make anywhere.
Yeah. And I wish I could do it. But I'd have to change my shop an awful lot.
Good, go for it.
I'm a bit older than you, darling. I don't know whether I want to go for it that much.
Paul, what do you think, looking at
I think the display is very nice. I think, you know, like he says quite a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's brilliant.
Angela doesn't seem very pleased, but I'm glad Paul can see the potential.
Let's do some cottage loaves.
Cottage loaves, fine.
Making bread like this needs a craftsman, so does Tom think Paul has the skills required to become the master baker that my vision for the shop demands?
Well, he's clearly been a baker 30 plus years, and he's good at what he does. I've no doubt about that.
Okay.
Yep.
My opinion is to go ahead and try some of this stuff, because I would really, really and truly like to see my future a bit longer in the bakery trade than not working at all.
Spelt flour, baking.
But while Paul rises to the challenge, Angela is bringing things down.
This is a blank canvas. You can add seeds, apricots, you know, honey, treacle. It's easy to digest, and it's got a really.
Spelt flour's
people
really
love it. People love it.
And Angela's not just concerned about the cost of flour.
Okay, I'll scale these.
You say this, that and that to the Paul. Paul's not my husband. Paul just works for me. What difference does that make? Not a difference, darling. He is not just going to turn around, do an extra 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, if I pay him extra money, but you know what? I can't afford to pay him any extra.
I'm not asking you to pay him extra money. I'm not asking him to do extra hours. But I don't.
But he can't fit it in with what he's doing, really.
You've got to motivate this man. He's got to feel important to you. And at the moment, I feel that you know he's important to you. You don't want to show him that too much. You don't want to show him that too much because it might give him a sense.
Oh, you're talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish. You don't know what you're talking about, my dear. You don't know anything about this trade. It's completely different to what you think. You've no idea.
I'm not telling you that I understand baking as much as you. I'm not even going to try to do that. What I do understand is consumers' needs and how to make people want a particular product, and I understand commercially how to make a retail business, okay?
Despite Angela's resistance, I'm determined that Maher's Bakery should at least try producing something new.
Can you get me some of these baked for tomorrow morning?
If I have the recipe.
You give me the recipe?
Yep.
Okay, so we can do some soda bread for tomorrow, some of the multi-seed, and some of the cottage loaves, right?
Right.
Tomorrow morning.
Give me the recipe, Tom, and the ingredients. Here we go.
You'll be like that all night.
What was good that came out of baking with Paul and Tom was that Paul can do this. And he was smiling and inspired. That's what was good. But she's got to let him. This morning I'm back in Rains Park, and I can't wait to see the customer response to the new specialist breads Angela promised Paul would make yesterday.
They're not here. The breads aren't here. So, but she must have made them. They will have made them. Hi, Angela. Where's the breads? The new breads?
Here.
You not put them out?
No, I waited for you to do it, actually.
Angela's only made a handful of loaves. It's almost worse than none at all.
Have you sold some?
No, he didn't have time to do it. Honest to God, he had a lot of work to do last night. So he didn't have time to do that. But
when did he tell you he couldn't do it?
When I came down at 5 o'clock this morning. So he just couldn't. I'm sorry. He can't, you know, it does take time to do, and we've only got one baker. It's only a single hand job on nights.
Look, I'm not a priority. This is not a priority to her at all.
Right, bacon's burning.
I feel really, really frustrated and annoyed because I've booked
to go and see little groups today to test this bread out. There's nothing to test out. 3 loaves, cottage loaves, that she's not even had the decency to put out and at least show that they're looking to sell them, you know? To show that there was something different in the shop. It's just full of their same stuff. White donuts, white tea cakes, white everything. Paul makes everything that Angela tells him, and I've found last night's order sheet. Paul didn't have time, so I find the note. Just do what you can, Paul. Hope you're not too tired. Try and make for Mary 4 small cottage loaves, soda bread, 4. Didn't even ask him to make the other loaf. It's not Paul who didn't have the time. He was told what to do, and Paul does what he's told by the boss. I'm not going to be defeated then. I had a funny feeling Angela would let me down, so I hatched a backup plan. A car boot full of bread from Tom's Bakery. Right. I brought some from Tom's.
Okay.
So that we can do a testing, okay?
Yeah.
There's a local mother and toddlers group.
Shall I come with you?
Yeah, I'd like you to come with me. I need you to come with me. Okay. I need some buy-in. I'm not here to prove a big point and go, yahoo, look at you, Angela. I'm right and you're wrong. That's not what this is about.
Well, I hope it isn't.
So you think it is?
No, well, I do sometimes when you're sort of saying that everything I make is sweet and people don't want it. Like you said about my cakes and that in the shop, people do want them. Not everybody wants them.
Not enough people. We're not getting enough people, Angela. We're not getting enough people.
Well, there's a recession on, so the trade has dropped down a bit. Yeah.
So it's the recession?
No, I think a lot of it is the recession and the supermarkets.
I just want to shoot myself. I actually think I'm going to put my head in that oven. After hers. OK, let's go. She won't listen to me, and she won't listen to an award-winning baker either. But surely even Angela will listen to some potential new customers. This mother and toddler group is a stone's throw away from her bakery. Hey, thank you. Right, guys, we need you to try some bread. Do you want to try some, ladies? And that's also got sourdough in that one.
No, it's very nice.
What do you think?
These breads are really expensive to make, so I'd have to be charging at least £2.
Would you pay £2.50 for a loaf?
If it's as nice as that, yes.
The health benefits is what would sell me.
Angela looks almost disappointed to hear the good news.
These are the breads they do already in the bakers.
These are some of the breads we're looking to do.
Oh, okay. Probably a good idea in this area.
Yeah. But how often would you buy pay
3 times a week, something like that.
3 times a week?
Yeah, something like that.
All of these women want and would pay for good quality artisan bread sold in their local bakery. But will Angela listen?
You are going to make this bread then? Are you going to advertise when it's going to be there?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're definitely doing.
And if we do that, you would come?
Definitely.
I think I'm going to go around all the nurseries in Rainspark and West Wimbledon.
Well, I think this counts as a breakthrough.
I think it was very good, much more successful than what I thought it would be. That's amazing me that they would pay.
OK. Do you believe in this, though? Do you believe?
I do. Seeing these women telling me what they want is absolutely great. Seriously, brilliant.
Lots of people were very interested in it, and also in the price. That is a big concern of mine, and they seem to think that they'd be willing to pay £2.50 or £3 for a large loaf.
And we've been there for 36 years, so we do know a little bit about it.
I feel I am getting more and more on board as it goes on. Yes, I'm definitely. She's convinced me. I'm definitely going to try that.
I can't wait to see what Angela and Paul come up with. A few days later, and I'm heading back to the bakery. And although I'm intrigued to see what changes Angela's made, part of me is dreading it.
Do you know what? I went into this business thinking, God, I really like this woman. And I thought to myself, I hope this doesn't change. Sadly, it has changed. I'm not sure how I feel about it now.
I'm just hoping the visit to the mother and toddler group has proved more persuasive than I've been so far.
If they haven't, inspired her to change the business in the way that I think is right and will make more money, then this is going to be really tough. This really is going to be tough.
At the bakery, Angela is hardly relishing my return either.
Well, I think she's coming in to see what we've done, and we've done a lot, but whether she'll realise that it's a lot that we've done.
I'm hoping to see at least a few new breads on sale.
Got a bit of soda bread.
It seems that Paul has been a busy baker.
Got a few new ones in there.
I'm impressed.
Seeded sourdough and malted. The little white cottage loaf, which looks fantastic. They look so much more interesting and nicer, so maybe you've got a breakthrough. Morning, ladies. It looks good out there. There's some nice new breads. Have they been going well?
I've been amazed at the response I've had to these speciality breads.
Really?
Seriously.
Yeah, good.
You'll find that some will go better than others.
That's right, but that's how we're going to work it out and then decide which ones are going to be the ones that are the ones we get behind. So is Paul making the dough at night?
No.
So who's been making these?
Sandy and I during the day.
So you're a bread maker as well, Sandy?
Yes, she's a pastry cook, so she does a bit of everything, you see. She's got in the oven now, since she's been in, she's got pumpkin in the oven.
So why didn't you tell me that Sandy was a bread maker before and that we could bake during the day? I don't get this.
Because
how come you're able to fit that in now?
Well, because we're trying to fit it in to keep you happy, Mary. No, we're trying to fit it in because it's quite a good idea. I'll give credit where it's due.
I'm confused. How has a part-time pastry cook managed to knock out such an impressive range of speciality breads?
How have you made that? Where did you get all the?
Well, I went to the millers.
So, tell me what happened.
The German millers. Do you want to come here and have a look at
this?
Yeah. See, this is the Avena.
That says bread mix, pumpkin bread mix.
Well, bread mix, yes, a bread mix.
But surely our point of difference for our baker was that we have a professional trained baker on the premises. That's our point of difference, wouldn't you agree?
But Sandy's professional.
No, I know, but she's not making it from a bread mix.
Yeah, because that's the only way you get them now. We can't get these mixes in any other way. Not for all the different breads.
But Paul could make that if it wasn't a bread mix.
No, he couldn't.
Why couldn't he?
Well, he can't get... where do I get all the ingredients from? It's made up like that.
The whole point of our baker is that this bakery has on the premises bakers making from fresh, creating the dough, creating their own type of bread, right?
Yeah.
So that's our point of difference. It will separate this business from all the other bread shops that get it brought in and make it from mixes, isn't it?
I don't know. Try and explain it to her, Sandy. Nobody makes bread, do they? I don't know how to explain it to her from just pumpkin flour. I don't even know where you get it from. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to make it. Try and explain it to Mary, Sandy, because I could buy that stuff in already made, frozen.
No, but that would just put me over the edge if you did that.
No.
I mean, that really would be beyond bonkers.
Try and explain it to Mary, Sandy, because...
You can get this ready-mix bread in any supermarket. Angela has missed the point entirely.
We have a professional baker on site. That is what sets this business apart. That is what people want. They want, ultimately, the artisan baker, and will pay a premium for it. That is what I believe. It's just making my mind go bonkers because I'm trying to think, I'm doing this because I genuinely believe this business has potential. I genuinely do. And I've just got to work around her head.
I decide it's time to try a new tack And if Angela wants to be the one making the products, then she should enjoy our next destination down by the River Thames in Battersea. I felt that the journey so far has just been heavy for Angela. Well, she certainly made it feel heavy for me. And where she seems to get inspiration is the cakes. The cake side of it she's very proud of. So this afternoon, I'm taking her to this incredible, brilliant cake maker. I hope she takes it in the vein that it's meant to be. I just want a fun afternoon, to be quite honest, because I don't think I can do any more of that heavy stuff, if I'm honest. I just want, come on, let's get some cakes going. The cake industry in the UK is worth over £1.5 billion a year, and customer tastes are growing in sophistication.
You could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Little individual cakes, and then these, which he just wraps so beautifully.
Yeah. I could do all of that.
You could do all of that.
These cakes are the creation of Eric Landlard, pâtissier to the stars, and surprise, surprise, there's not a nice bun to be seen.
Yeah, cheesecake like lemon, but vanilla with.
Yeah, we've tried that, but it's the way you've presented it which is attractive, you know, and which sells it really is the way you present it. And I like these very much. Did you make these?
Yes.
I think I might have found something that's left Angela impressed.
So is that just a muffin?
Cupcakes, yeah.
Yeah. That's easy enough to do, yeah.
There's no reason Angela can't take some tips and reap the rewards in her own bakery.
We've been there for 36 years.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So we do know something about it.
Yeah, of course,
yeah. We do something about it.
I mean, the 36 years I've had experience always comes up. But it's gone better than I thought. She's not being rude to him.
Okay, so this is where it's all happening. It's quite compact.
Very nice, yeah, very nice.
Eric has offered to show Angela how easy it would be for her to make a delicious carrot cake that would really get her customers' mouths watering.
Oh, the coconut.
No.
Isn't that gorgeous, the coconut?
It's not a classic recipe.
Tell Angela whose cakes you've made.
We did Madonna's wedding cakes. That's when we started doing wedding cakes. Madonna, Elizabeth Early.
Yeah.
She's
Mary's.
But do you think that we could do this in Mars, that you do these different cakes and that they come, like we're talking about the breads, they think, oh gosh, I wonder what cakes that Angela's got this week.
We can make cakes, no problem.
No, I know you can make cakes, but I just wonder if you can make...
Speciality cake.
Yeah, speciality cake.
A cake of the week would be better because we have to make what we do. We could have a daily cake.
But does Angela's newfound optimism stretch as far as the bread?
I think the bread idea is brilliant. I think they're brilliant.
And are you committing to that and Paul doing that?
I'm committing to Paul doing some of it.
But he says he can fit in easily 20 loads.
He just couldn't do it.
No, he said he could do that.
Right, let me see.
Let you see, or what?
If he can. Let me see if he can.
But he wants to. I mean, he's inspired by it.
Well, if he's inspired by it, I'm fine. He can make it.
But a good boss empowers. A good boss will let him and make him motivated.
Mary, please.
Why not give him the chance?
Let him go and get a job somewhere else. I'll get another baker.
Why would you do that to him? Why would you make him get a job somewhere else? He is your baker, right? And he is the most craft-trained baker in that business today, isn't he?
For bulk bakery, yeah. I wouldn't know about the speciality breads, though, quite frankly.
So you don't think he might?
I think he can do it, Mary. I'm not saying he can't do it.
Is it that you just think he's a basic bread maker and he might not be up to this?
I do.
You're telling me you do not think your baker is capable of making great speciality breads?
No. That's the truth.
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I've never seen such control in my life. I'm not in a business. Which is why the business is the size it is.
Don't like the meringue on top much.
I can only now trust my judgment. That's the only thing I can do because this has to come down to this. The next day, I decide once and for all to get Paul into the bakery for a crack at making 3 new specialist breads from scratch.
You know, I'm quite confident, and when it's done, I say, there is the finished product. You tell me the quality of it.
Now I've arranged to meet Angela to discuss her shop fit, the bit she's been looking forward to from the off.
The design of the shop brings out your product. It creates the ultimate place to buy your product. It showcases your product. That's what a great shop's about. It's not about a wonderful shop fit with average product. That just doesn't work for me. That doesn't work. And that's my worry, is that we're going to give her this great, and it's a great shop design, and I'm still going to see those dodgy donuts.
In charge of the plans is Callum Lumsden. His award-winning design company has been commissioned by top brands like M&S, Topshop and the Tate Modern. His beautiful designs emphasise the tradition and history of Maher's Bakery, but we've altered the layout so that the bread is back at the heart of the business once again. Angela arrives, determined any changes will only happen on her terms.
And I'm dreading it, really. I feel that I know what people want in my shop. I've had a good living out of it for 36 years, and I feel that we could design it a little bit different, but not completely different.
Hi, Angela. I want Angela to approach the new plans with an open mind, so I decide to leave the presentation in Callum's hands.
What we're going to show you is the vision. Okay, what we're trying to do is bring the bakery, all the spirit of your bakery, into that front of the shop to say, we're really good at this. Come and buy your loaf for the weekend here.
So, hang on, where's that bit there?
That's your existing bread display that you have behind the counter.
Yeah, existing area. Wouldn't you think the dark colours make it a bit too dark?
We're suggesting a different colour rather than the pine, yeah.
What sort of floor would you think of putting in there?
So in the budget, though, we do not have money for the floor.
What are you going to do with the ceiling? Are you not doing anything with the ceiling either?
Another jolly upbeat meeting with Mrs. Maher. Well, if she can't get excited by the drawings, maybe a real-life illustration will help.
This just, I think, really shows you the feel that we want in the shop, you know? So your bread with those colours.
Yeah, fine.
This shouts bread. We understand bread. The touches of just taking your little chocolate brownies and putting them in a plastic bag like that just gives this sophistication, but also this specialist touch to your business, Angela. And I look at this and I feel totally uplifted.
Yeah, I like a bit more colour in it, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful display behind me. And the response is... Yeah.
We design shops that make people more money. Otherwise, people I guess come to me because it looks pretty.
My shop has made me a good living for 36 years as it is.
Does it make you feel, God, that's my business? That's fantastic. I want to be part of this, you know? I want to lead this.
Yes, it's fine, and you can go ahead and do it, but it's just a bit... I have to make a phone call and have a chat with someone and just discuss a couple of things.
Rather than talk to Callum and I, Angela heads off to call her son.
They've just showed me the plan, and of course, Mary's little way of getting back at me, they're not going to do the floor. I mean, I can pay for it. I can pay for it out of my own money, you know, what they've done is, it's quite nice. It's black and white, though. It's all black and white. I suppose that's fashionable, is it? I'm not sure whether... You know, and I can go along with it because I know that I can change a few things. She wants me to use all this this old wood effect to display the stuff in.
It looks like the meeting's over. I'm disappointed. I arranged to meet Angela back at the shop to check out how Paul's been getting on. When I get back there, there's no sign of Angela. She's upstairs in her flat. I've got a sinking feeling.
Would you ask Angela if she could pop down? I'm waiting to...
Ask, yeah.
Thanks, sweetie. I'm just waiting to do the breads with her.
What is going on?
She won't come talk to you. She said Neil will be here in half an hour and he'll talk to you.
She said who will be here?
Neil.
Neil's coming?
Yes.
OK. Oh, this is just totally bizarre. I'm downstairs in the kitchen with the baker trying out the new breads and the owner's upstairs refusing to come down. It's just a bizarre, bizarre situation to be in. Oh, well, she's totally rejecting me now, so I have no option. I mean, she's going to hide upstairs and not want to speak with me. So what can I do?
Angela's behind the barricades and she's called in the cavalry. Her son Neil has arrived.
Don't think she's gonna. Don't think she's gonna talk to you
at all.
No. She doesn't think that all the changes to all of the produce are a good idea. She said that she's done it for 36 years and so she doesn't want to mess with it.
Neil, the whole point was that she wanted to get more customers. Well, Neil, what do I do? I can't do this business with your mother upstairs and me down here. I just can't do it.
I don't know. Mum knows that I agree with a lot of what Mary said, but it doesn't mean that she will agree with me either.
I haven't... Well, look, she's totally refusing to speak with me, so that's very difficult to resolve unless I kind of jump in through the window, which won't be a very good look. I'm just hoping she sleeps on it. Leave her overnight to think about this and see if there's going to be any movement on it.
But I can't leave without seeing how Paul's bread has turned out.
Oh, that smells so gorgeous. They look fantastic. Honestly, I could put these in the best delis in London. God, they look amazing.
Absolutely delighted.
That is divine. That's the walnut. That's the sunflower.
That's the sunflower. And this is the other seeds.
Linseed.
Linseeds. I say one thing to you, Mary.
What's that, darling?
You take a loaf.
Yeah?
One of these or two of these, whatever you like, and go and compare them with any shop in London. And you tell me about the quality.
They look amazing.
So you're quite happy with this?
I'm just over... Oh, hey, well, aren't you?
I'm absolutely delighted with it.
But just then, Angela decides to show her face.
It's which one?
Now, I don't want you anywhere near my shop again. You can do what you like. I'm not having this lady undermining me in my own business. I'm not falling out with Paul over it, but you can sue me. You don't do any more filming in my bakery. So please, Mary. So nice bread, Paul. Anyways, and we've got a lot on tonight. Are you staying here to make the bread?
Yeah.
On the plus side, she did like Paul's new loaves.
I'll go. Yeah. And you know what? You've done a fabulous job. It'll get sorted, Paul. It'll get sorted. And I'm sorry that you've been kind of caught in between. I can't tell you how happy I am with these. This is just fantastic. This bloke needs to shine. This bread needs to be sold because there will be an audience for that. I hope she sees this and understands that. I just hope so.
But, unfortunately for Paul, Angela wouldn't budge. After 3 weeks trying to turn the 70s throwback into a bakery with a future, enough is enough. Maher's Bakery won't be getting a facelift, and it won't be selling my idea of artisan breads. Angela doesn't want to give my ideas a go, and I've reached the end of my tether. Today, Angela has agreed to meet me for the final time.
Yes, and the last time I was here, I got told to get off the premises, you know. And I don't want that to end this way. We need to close this, and I think the only way to do that is, you know, honourably, actually, and face to face.
Here goes.
Hi, Angela. I think these things are important. We started face to face and with goodwill.
They're fine.
And I think it's important to try and end it like that.
I don't want to be unpleasant to you. I don't want any unpleasantness. I just want you to go away and leave me alone. I just don't want any more to do with it. I'm sorry.
Oh, do you know what, Angela? The truth is,
I'll be so
you're
happy to go
the same.
away.
I'm sure you are.
Because
I really have never, ever, ever in my business life come across anyone so intransigent. You did apply for my help. Because I didn't do it the way you wanted or the expectations that you wanted, that threw you.
I had no idea that you were going to come in and tell me how to make bread or cakes.
But as a businesswoman, I had to look at where I saw the potential growth, and I knew I had to improve and give a new level and not chuck out your white breads. I never once said that, but I had to give a new level. And you didn't want me. The truth is you didn't want me, and you took it personally, and I was never about you. That's the truth. It was never about you or your inabilities. It was never about that.
I didn't imagine for one moment that Mary was going to change the whole ethos and make it into something that I didn't want. And that's the only, you know, I suppose, yes, I wouldn't accept criticism very easy, but would you? Would you? If you'd lived here for 36 years and someone come in and tell you that change all this and go up market, I didn't want to do that. Maher and Sons will survive without Mary's help.
I'm so disappointed because I firmly believe there's a role for the independent baker on today's high street. And I believe that for Angela, it's a missed opportunity.
I understand why she felt that I was being abrasive. Because I don't think in 36 years she's ever had anybody question her, because she's always been the boss. So I think she probably thought that when I was saying this isn't good enough, or I believe that you should be improving this, she saw that as an insult, offensive, when I just saw it as the truth. My job was to go in, change a business around and make it more profitable. I haven't done that. So, you know what? That's the exam failed, whatever way you look at it.